everyone, it is literally day one of my grant project. I have walked about 950 feet, so I'm about 5 miles in. Always assume that I'm rounding up whenever I give a flat number. It said 4.61 and I was like, yeah, that's 5. I am in Brooklyn still. I don't know where. Hello. So I am just over halfway done with my walk for the day. I've gone about 12 miles and I'm actually rounding down this time. I hit an area where there were a lot of like restaurants and shops, so I just sat down and had a bagel. We call that the Long Island recharge. The biggest issue is probably the pack. I actually messaged both of my sisters because my older sister is an outdoors adventure person and my younger sister did the Camino de Santiago. So both of them have multi-day trekking experience and they gave me really good advice. I didn't have the hip straps fastened, which is like a rookie error. I have them on now and I've got to say it is making a difference. So fool me once. Oh, the other thing that I did want to say is I'm in Queens and that means the next place I'll be going into is Nassau County. I don't know when. I just crossed into Nassau County. Yes. Oh man, I'm getting tired. I will say now, I'm reaching the point where I'm like, this is a lot of walking. I would like a rest. I am planning to stop for lunch in the next half a mile. I'm gonna sit here for like 5 minutes and then I'm gonna get right back to it. What up everybody? It is day 2. I woke up this morning at 4:45. I started walking around 5 a.m. and I still have about an hour and 15 minutes to go to get to my next interview. Honestly, I am feeling okay. I got out of bed, which was awesome. I walked really far yesterday and so there was a moment where I was like, well, maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and be like, that's the end of my project. I have much less distance to cover today. Which is really good news, and I will check in with you in a bit. Got to my Airbnb, which is why I'm whispering. I don't want to like disturb anyone by having a full-on conversation if there are other people trying to relax. I was checking things off my list, and then suddenly I was like, Elena, you didn't film any on-the-road vlogs today after that one. That was at like 7 a.m. this morning. I was like, I'll check in with you later, and then I never did. I was walking down some more major roads. Obviously, now that I'm in Nassau, Brooklyn and Queens were really walkable. Nassau County is like, if you don't have a truck, you're out of luck. The interviews were amazing. I did 2 this morning and both of them were so different and so inspiring. I'm really enjoying finally getting to put, for people I haven't met, like faces to the applications, and for people that I do know, like getting to touch base with them again. It's just been really lovely. Day 3 dawned gray and disgusting. It was raining a bit when I started out around 7:30, but I have no idea what time it is now, and it is not raining. That's the good news. The other good news is that I had a nice long rest yesterday. The bad news is my right ankle is feeling a little wobbly. I consulted my sisters, who are both kind of trekking experts, in my opinion anyway, and they suggested that I stop for, hold on, cars. They suggested that I stop and get a brace and some slip-ins for my shoes. I have good shoes. This was a question I got a lot. Do you have good shoes? I do have good sneakers. I do also have an annoying old injury on my right foot that I think is giving me problems. Luckily, again, today is kind of a short day. I've only got 13 miles to go, which nowadays seems like not a lot. I'm making pretty good time today. Got an ankle brace. I've got an insert in my shoe, and I've taken some ibuprofen. Oh my God, I love ibuprofen. I'm still trying to take things relatively easy just in case this is literally the ibuprofen speaking. So I just had a pretty long sit down outside a Unitarian Universalist church, and now I'm just trying to find somewhere I can park for like 45 minutes, have a cup of tea, and then I'll head off to my interview. Yeah, I actually bought myself a cup of tea this morning, but when I came out of the CVS, I thought, let me take the ibuprofen now, and I put it on the trash can. It's gone. It's gone. It's still there. So all that stuff I said about, wow, I'm making such good time, I'm just gonna find somewhere to sit. Yeah, well, that's probably not gonna happen. I had to take a road that went under some railroad tracks. Lo and behold, the road is closed for construction, and there was a detour. Now, had I been in a car, this probably wouldn't have been such a big deal. It probably would have only added maybe 4 minutes to my journey. But because I'm not in a car, I had to walk about an extra 0.6, 0.7 miles. And of course, the issue with walking an extra 0.6, 0.7 miles in one direction is now I am walking the extra 0.6, 0.7 miles back onto my initial route. Hello, it's me again. I am about 0.7 miles from my resting place for the evening. I knew this was going to happen, but today was the first day where my carefully mapped routes just were not my friend. I had a route where I was walking down Jericho Turnpike. It seemed as if there would be a sidewalk the whole way. There was not. So I ended up having to get off of that, obviously, and walk through some neighborhood roads. I'm just reaching Jericho Turnpike again now, and it looks like there is a sidewalk for the last sort of half mile. So I am going to get back on that very dangerous, scary road and look for some dinner. See you soon. Day four. Again, I fell asleep around 9 p.m. and then sort of woke up intermittently throughout the night, which was not ideal. I didn't really need to leave till like 10:30, so I just kind of lazed around and stretched a lot. And then once again, I sat in a Dunkin' Donuts, my old friend. Got rickrolled in a Dunkin' Donuts first thing in the morning. And now I am on my way to my 5th interview. And I think today I'll be doing either 4 or 3 interviews, which is a lot, and I'm looking forward to it. Also, tonight, I'm staying with a buddy. I'm staying with my friend Jeremy. And so I'm looking forward to that. Not in the least because he said I could leave some things in his house, which I'm really looking forward to. Good morning from day 5. I'm just kidding. It is day 6. Anyway, you may be wondering, Elena, what happened to day 5? Great question. Fantastic question. Day 5 was one of my longer distance days since the beginning of this journey. And I had meant to film while I was walking, but I ended up sort of walking along some busy streets. There was a lot of traffic noise. I did not feel unsafe at any point, but there were some roads where I wanted to focus on making sure I wasn't walking into the path of a car. And I made pretty good time. I thought I'd be able to get into my Airbnb around 4, but I received a message from my host that they'd had a guest the night before, they checked out late, and they weren't able to clean the property before I got there, so they were going to have to give me a late check-in. So I ended up sitting in a Wendy's from like 3:30 to almost 5 o'clock, at which point my host texted me and was like, okay, I'm driving home from the city now, and then I'll just clean your room, and then you can check in. And I was just like, F it. I don't really want to be sitting in a cold Wendy's getting stiff for the next hour and a half. Luckily, there was a hotel not too far away, so I could book that for the night, and that's where I am now. I just woke up. It's 6:30 a.m. This is apparently when I wake up now, and it is day 6. The good news about today is it is my shortest distance day of the entire run. How am I feeling? Kind of trepidatious, honestly. At the end of yesterday, my body was really sore in a way that I wasn't expecting. Usually at the end of the day, I can sort of tell what's going to be ouchy, for lack of a better word, at 6 a.m. But when I finished yesterday, I was very surprised to have some like undiscovered aches and pains that weren't feeling super promising. Today, I'm interviewing Serena Lagree from New Hour, who is a phenomenal organizer and someone that I'm really familiar with. So it should be really fun, really chill. And then for the rest of the day, I'm going to focus on eating a lot and relaxing as much as possible, just to get ready for these next few days. Another great interview. I have never been at the Sisters of St. Joseph location, and that's where the New Hour headquarters are. Tomorrow I'll be at Eileen's Free Food Bodega, which is about a mile from where I'm staying, which is super, super nice. And then I'm off again. I'm heading up to East Setauket, so preparing for a decent walk tomorrow.